What is good, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about retargeting. This is going to be another basic retargeting, just an overview of what I do almost straight away on ad accounts, at least when we've got enough data to be able to do it. So this is just a little case study for one of my clients where I spent 8,000 and I made 62,000 back. This was again very basic. I used page view content, add to cart and initiate checkout, but I'm going to teach you how to set it up. And yeah, so we're going to go from there, guys. So what is retargeting? So basically retargeting is showing ads to people that have interacted with your brand in some sort of way. There's various custom audiences you can do on Facebook. They know about your brand, making them a warm audience. When running ads, you'll be always building these audiences within Facebook, as your pixel will track it, and Facebook will always be building these audiences, but you have to actually go and create it so you have it in your audiences. So why do we do it? We do retargeting because it's the lowest hanging fruit. The customers are way more likely to convert. This is just because they trust you. They've seen your brand before, and apparently it takes people averagely 6 times to see your ad to buy. So yeah, you'll see with retargeting, you'll see the frequency is very high, which I'll show you in one of my ads in a minute, which means the ad's been shown to them loads of times. So that's the beauty of retargeting, just hammering people until they buy. But yeah, it's basically you've built trust with them, they know your brand, and this gives you the highest return on ad spend. Secondly, Facebook has already made a list of people in this audience, so the traffic is cheaper, but generally it's cheaper because Facebook doesn't have to actually go out and find the people. CPMs tend to be a lot lower. It is more effective than the cold traffic, but it is less scalable, and that's obvious. The reason why is because there's only a certain amount of people in that audience, which you've gained from like going to your website. It's not ever going to be as big as interest targeting, but it is more effective. You just can't hire the budgets because you'll just run through the audience really quickly, unless you've got a huge brand where you have enough data to be able to do that, and which so that would be great. Audiences to retarget: page view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, add payment info, purchase. The reason why I put them shortened versions on there, because normally when I'm doing them, as you'll see in my ads manager, I shorten them. No reason why, I'm just kind of lazy. There is other audiences you can make. Audiences to retarget. So we've got page view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, add payment info, and purchase. So they're the main ones. They're normally where I see the highest return on ad spend. They tend to be the warmest. There is other audiences like video views and engagement, but I am going to make a separate video about them because stuff like Instagram and Facebook is a really unutilized one, the engagement for that, which I've seen some of the best results, and some that I can scale massively. So I'm actually going to make a separate videos about that. But yeah, these are the ones that I mainly use for retargeting. So how do we do it? We use the Facebook custom audiences to create it, launch the ad with conversion event purchase. There is other ways you can do it, like you can optimize for other things, but I've never tested it out, so I couldn't say for sure it works. I know Sam Evans does it differently. I know he doesn't use purchase because technically it would work because you've already got the audience built, so it wouldn't really matter what you optimize for necessarily. But what I do is leave the age range broad, 13 to 65. I know people, especially people that aren't used to Facebook adverts, they think like the age range and like the age range matters loads, but honestly, Facebook optimizes anyway, let alone with custom audiences, which have an age range in it anyway. They have your customers in it, doesn't matter. Set the countries to worldwide. Again, the people in it are already there, they're already in the countries. Facebook has already got it. There's no point messing with that. So let me head over to the ads manager and I will show you. So guys, this is one of my campaigns from one of my ad accounts. You can see 8,000 spent and 63,000 made back. As you can see, the frequency is very high, 12.45 per person. So what frequency means is the amount of times the ad has seen one individual person. So as you can see, page view is the lowest at 6.04. That's because that is the biggest audience. So the ad won't see the person as many times as, let's say, initiate checkout, where the audience is much smaller, but you can see the return on ad spend is much higher. So you can see the budget is at ad set level, not in a CBO. We are going to change it to a CBO, so we'll just duplicate the campaign into a CBO. at £10 a day. This has been running for a while. It's just been ticking along in the background. Purchase isn't in this one because we actually use a different ad creative because obviously you need to give people something different in their purchase because they've already bought the product. So let me dive into this. I'll show you literally how simple it is. This is very basic advertising. So set to purchase, initiate checkout 180 days, and set to worldwide 13 to 65. And then placements is Instagram newsfeed, Instagram feed. I thought it was on stories, but it's not on stories. And yeah, that's basically it. That's how I like to keep it. I like to keep the variables really simple on Facebook. That's where I normally see it work the best, when you keep it simple and let Facebook do most of the work. So let me just go and show you how to create these audiences. So let's go over to the audiences. So what you do is click there. So click the ads manager at the top left, then click audiences. So you go to audiences over here. So it'll bring you to this menu, and then you go custom audiences, custom audience, and then you go website, and then you go I press all, and then you go page view, 180 days, and we do page view, 180 days. So yeah, take a screenshot of that. That's how I do it. Sorry about my voice today, it's a bit croaky. So yeah, and then you just click create audience and do that. Then I'm going to do it again. I'll do it for all of them. And then view content. Sorry, let me see. 180 days. Boom. So all means is that it captures both of these, and I suppose I just typed 180 days. So it captures both 180 days and view content. If you put any, it'll put 180 days or view content. It doesn't really matter. They don't really choose. So yeah. So you get view content 180 days. Add to cart. 180 days. Yeah, that's right. So you guys get the gist anyway. I'm just actually creating it for this ad account, so I need to. So initiate checkout 180 days. And then final. So yeah, that's it, guys. Obviously, if audience size will come up, the availability, if it's big enough, it will say ready or not ready. So obviously this one is ready. It will say not available if it's not available. But check after like a couple of hours or maybe even a day, Facebook says. So yeah, you just need to just keep a watch out for it. And yeah, I'm going to hop back into the PowerPoint. When can you start retargeting? The Facebook pixel needs a minimum of 100 fires on the event to create the audience. That's just because otherwise Facebook won't have enough data to be able to create the audience, which is fine because there's no point really having 100 people you'd go through it pretty damn quickly even with a low budget. So for example, you need 100 people to purchase before you can create the purchase custom audience. Start off with the events that fire more, like page view content, and work your way up. While you're scaling, obviously these will come in and you'll get more and more data. So yeah, so test out all of them, because honestly all of them normally work because the traffic is so warm. So you need to set this to 180 days, and then you want to play around with different times. So I'm not going to go too much into that, but different dates and different times, different times means that it'll be a short period. So sometimes I do 7 days, sometimes I do 14 days, and I split it up just because the data is fresher and you can see where people are actually buying, because there might be a chance that people aren't buying as much in 180 days as they are in like 14 days, for example. So yeah, and obviously 180 days they're going to be a different type of customer, and in 14 days they're going to be a much more warm customer, and that's how you can do it. You can offer them, basically what I'm trying to say, you can offer them different products or different discounts or whatever you want. Based on the timings. So ad creative and captions. So on page view content, I just used the post that I've used before, the ad that I've used before on cold traffic, the one that I'm scaling. I just take the post ID and just bang it in there again. For add to cart, I use a discount because you want to get them over into purchase. So normally 10% works with this. And another thing for add to cart, if you've got an e-commerce brand, use model photos or social proof or in-person pictures rather than anything else, because people are more warm to it. They want to see stuff like that. Social proof massively works with like reviews and stuff, and reviews of the product, people using it, that kind of thing. Initiate checkout, obviously the same, but with a higher discount, so that'll be the same as add to cart, so social proof, models, in-person photos, that type of thing. And then purchase, obviously they've already purchased the product, so what I would do is upsell them with a similar product and a loyalty discount code. So all that means is just a discount code being like loyal 15 or whatever. So they actually feel like they're included in your brand, which is actually a great way to make customers convert and buy again. So yeah, purchase again are some of the highest converting. They are because they trust your brand, because they've had a buying experience with you guys. So yeah, so thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment below on what you want me to answer. I'm down for doing any questions that you guys ask me. I'd love to hear them so I can make more videos and give you guys some more value. So yeah, I'll see you later.